All right, let's talk about misconceptions when purchasing internet leads. I have been working with internet leads my entire career, over 10 years now, working with everyone from Quote Wizard, Datalot, EverQuote, Smart Financial, every lead vendor you can think of. I've probably worked with them if they're a major lead vendor in the insurance space. The biggest misconception that insurance agents have is that when they purchase internet leads at, let's say, $8 a piece, they see value in purchasing more leads. Now, the quality is not going to be the same because they actually have to get a hold of someone. By the time they typically get a hold of someone, that intent has already gone. It's out of the way. Now, you may be able to re-engage some people and convert them into opportunities, but that might take 90 days, that might take 120 days, that might take 6 months. So you're not spending $8 to hopefully get them 6 months from now. You're spending it because you want to talk to someone now. And so let's do the math on this, because I run into this issue a lot where people don't see the value in generating inbound calls at $40 a piece as opposed to purchasing internet leads at $8 a piece. Now, there's two different factors here. When you're spending, let's say, we're going to use a round number, we're going to use 1,000. That's typically the minimums in the past that we've used with agents to start with us on ads in ad spend. So let's say you purchase $1,000 worth of internet leads from EverQuote, Smart Financial, whatever the case may be, right? You're purchasing them at $8 a piece, which is about the average cost of an internet lead in 2026. Some go up to $12, $15. Some are down at $3, $4, $5. But reality is right around $8 is the average. So at $1,000, if you bought leads at $8 a piece, that would get you 125 leads. That sounds incredible. But the reality is the opportunity cost, which is how much time is being taken away from your team to actually outbound dial. Now, if you have an entire team of telemarketers who can just sit there all day just dialing and keeping your team busy, then maybe that works for you. Most agencies don't have telemarketers. They have their sales team doing outbound sales. So for 125 leads, you're not going to talk to 125 people, even with automations on text and email and messages, whatever you're doing, Facebook messages. Depends on how you're communicating, right? But if your team is just purely outbound dialing and you have to call 125 leads, you're probably going to see on average a 10% conversion rate into people you actually talk to. That's not even including who you're actually going to quote. That's just talking to them. They may not be interested. So you spend $1,000, you get 125 leads at $8 a piece, and you talk to about 10% of them. That's 12 to 13 people. That means that you spend $1,000 to talk to 13 people and hopefully get a quote from it. Hopefully your team is able to convert them from a lead to a call and then convert them from a call to a quote. Okay? So let's say they have a 100% success rate on getting them quoted. Cool. You have 12 to 13 new quotes on $1,000. That probably took 3 people dialing multiple times over 30 days to get a hold of them. Okay. Now, when I talk to agents and I say, hey, we can generate inbound calls from Google at $40 a piece, they think it's way too expensive because they're used to paying $8 to outbound dial. But let's do the math here. $1,000 divided by a $40 call equals 25 calls. Okay? That means you're going to have 25 people guaranteed that you're talking to on average, right? Now, we don't put guarantees on 25 people actually calling you, but that's the average cost per call. Sometimes it's lower, sometimes it's a little bit higher. But even if it is lower or higher, you're more than double the rate of talking to actual people about insurance. And the intent is going to be higher because they are on Google searching for something related to insurance. Home insurance quote, car insurance quote, insurance broker near me. These are people with intent already. And so you're going to talk to 25 people, which comes out to, over the course of an entire month, one, maybe two people a day. That doesn't sound like a lot. And this is the misconception that happens. Because they're getting less volume, they think that they're getting less opportunity. When in reality, when you look at the numbers, you're having double the amount of opportunity because you're actually talking to double the amount of people with significantly less work. My team doesn't have to make 50 calls to talk to two people, or 40 calls to talk to two people, or 30 calls to talk to two people. They just pick up the phone 2 times and they talk to two people. So, when you're looking at your marketing dollars going forward, take that into consideration. It's not how many opportunities you may or may not have, right? It's how many people are you actually talking to with actual opportunities, real opportunities where you're already talking to them. The cost is the cost per lead is one of the biggest drivers of bad decision making in insurance I've ever seen. People put more weight onto the cost per lead than they do on the cost per quote. I would bet any money that when you look at contact rates, you're losing so much money paying for leads that you never talk to. With Google, it's the opposite. Obviously, unless you don't pick up your phone, then that wouldn't make any sense. But if you're actually like have a team set picking up calls, the numbers pan out. You're talking to twice as many people for the same exact amount of money. That's my rant for the day.